RAF Wickenby in Lincolnshire, England was operational for a relatively short time, a purpose-built Royal Air Force station constructed between late 1942 and early 1943. It was closed a mere 13 years later in 1956. Even so, during its service, RAF Wickenby played a large part in the bomber offensive of the period, housing 12 and 626 squadrons, elite Lancaster flying bomber squadrons that took part in many of the major raids of the 1940s, including those against Berlin, Munich, Nuremberg and Cayenne. During the hostilities, over 300 operations were flown from the airfield, with 166 bombers reported missing. All in all, 1,080 lives were lost from the base. The tragedies witnessed by RAF Wickenby left their mark, both on local residents and, if the stories are to be believed, on the very physical structure of the site, with it being claimed that the souls of those who died in service still linger at the airbase. All manner of phenomena have been reported at the site: shadowy figures walking near the runway, people whistling old songs, spectral airmen smoking cigarettes before vanishing into thin air, mechanics running towards where old hangars used to be and disappearing mid-step. One of the most well-known ghost stories connected to the base, however, comes from a soldier by the name of Michael Benteen. Born in Hertfordshire in January 1922, Benteen worked for RAF intelligence and liaised with various Allied squadrons and groups, including the US 8th Air Force. Connected to a fighter-bomber unit, he took part in operations across Europe right until the end of the war. His role as an intelligence officer led him to Wickenby, and it was there that he became good friends with Flight Lieutenant Arthur Walker. Affectionately known as Pop by those at the base, Walker was well respected, a 31-year-old senior navigator who, by December 1943, had just finished his tour of 30 operations and as such was to become an instructor. On Thursday, the 16th of December, Benteen was granted a 48-hour pass and spoke to his friend before leaving, wishing him well for the day. Later, when Benteen returned, he saw Walker as he made his way back to his Nissen Hut barracks. Pleased to see him, Benteen cried out, "Hi, Pop." According to Benteen's account, Walker was about 35 feet away from him and, after giving a sign of acknowledgement, made his way to his own hut. The next morning, Benteen was devastated to discover that Walker had lost his life on returning from a raid on Berlin, in which he volunteered to help a new bomber crew. All on board perished. What Benteen had seen the previous evening was thus impossible, unless his beloved friend had, despite death, found a way to return to base to say goodnight to him one final time.